Hi, Dan Lyle here, the owner and founder of LylePublishing.com. And I'd like to briefly tell you about excellent, unique tools that I've developed which can help you with the big problem of repeated failure by discovering your own true definitions of success. You know, one of the worst things in life is repeated failure. You try your best and then you crash and burn. Once, twice, we can put up with. But when it happens over and over, it's tempting just to give up. Or you get so disgusted that you want to go and do something awful that's bad for us and bad for other people. And that just makes everything even worse. Such as many people in the past have reacted to repeated failure by becoming hopeless drunks or giving their life over to other addictive drugs or beating up and losing their families or even murdering people in fits of rage, or even committing suicide. But I'm here to tell you that there are other better alternatives than those drastic overreactions. And namely, one of the best is by changing the rules of the game rather than being bound by arbitrary existing definitions. For example, in my book, The Pecan Pie Diet, I describe how that all societies throughout history have established norms of male and female attractiveness. And those standards can be radically different from one society to the other society. And yet people from a particular society often feel that they are failures when they don't meet up to the prevailing physical standards, even though in another society they'd be considered beautiful or handsome. In my book, I train you how to go about establishing your own physical ideals for yourself that are based on your own criteria, not just what society arbitrarily imposes upon you. Similarly, in my book, The Final 54 Defenses Against Stress, I help you discover new definitions of victory, which will really give you deep satisfaction, contentedness, and true long-lasting happiness. Also, in my book, In Search of Quality, Principles and Mechanisms, I help you to figure out your own definitions of quality, which does recognize and incorporate how others feel, but aren't dependent upon them for making your best product or service. And in my book, Creative Theology, I help you to see beyond the constraints that various religious groups want to impose upon everyone within and without their particular faith tradition, so that moving closer to God becomes not just a matter of figuring out what's right or what's wrong, or in doing the do's and not doing the don'ts, but in the very struggle of battling back against repeated failure. Thus, the very fact that you don't let imposed standards defeat you becomes in itself a major achievement. And finally, in my book, The Book of Lyle, I help you to discover for yourself something that is far more interesting and satisfying than success. Such that the best motivation for keeping on becomes not just to arrive at some mythical mountaintop and stand up there, but the journey itself. Why? How? Well, it's all tied up in the huge battles that I fight and often lose in my book, that are there for you to accept or not as you decide for yourself, as I take you along with me on my own personal adventure. So you see, it's not just about us winning the battles of life. True success can come even from the repeated failures themselves. I know that's a difficult idea to accept. And my saying a few cryptic words in this little video here doesn't change the crippling disappointments that you may be facing from repeated failures. But please consider the notion that you can change your reality. You can change your reality. And my books can help you to do just that. So, if you have some interest in what I'm telling you, then I invite you to take a look at my other short videos that I've made, in which I take you on quick tours through the contents of each of the books that I've mentioned, so you can see for yourself what's in them. And links to those short videos are right above the picture of each of the book covers that are located on my home webpage at lylepublishing.com. And then if you're interested in knowing the details, my books are available for purchase at a mere $10 each to pop up right into your computer for your immediate use. So if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, either now or sometime in the future, please feel free to directly email me at danlyle@lylepublishing.com. I look forward to hearing from you if you wish, and I thank you for viewing my Changing the Rules of Success video.